Greetings friends and fellow cigar box guitar enthusiasts. Del Puckett here, and in this video we are going to be building a cigar box guitar for one of my Patreons. Stay tuned. Found one of these sweet Padron boxes. These boxes are awesome. Well, I dug around in my wood collection and I found some Doug fir. Guys, I'm telling you, this Douglas fir is amazing. It's like petrified. Listen to this. It's like a rock, dude. But notice how it still has that red paint on there from its hammer marks on the top. So this was like obviously a stake of some sort. I cut the bottom off here, cleaned it up a little bit. But because this side here is like perfectly straight, I'm going to use this side here as the back. So this will be the back where the tuners go. And look at that red paint. I'm going to leave as much of that on as possible. Okay, I've been busy off camera. Sorry, guys. I got 1 inch and 7/8, almost 2 inch sound holes. We got the jack and starting notching. Now this one here, you had to use a Forstner bit to open it, to do a double drill on this one here, because the threads wouldn't have gone all the way through, so I had to get this piece here closer so that these threads could catch. So that's the box. And the neck is just freshly glued. There's that red. So now we gotta hurry up and wait. Got a bunch of nasty glue on my fingers. So I'm gonna just take some sandpaper, rub it off. Hopefully. This is a good purpose for these sanding sticks. Oh yeah, look at that, works pretty good, man. Get all those glue scabbies off. Might as well do my nails while I'm at it. Yeah, I ain't got no nails, dude, sorry. That dog loves the fireplace. I think the fire went out. All right, while we are letting the glue dry on the Padron, I figured I'd let you hear what this 16-inch scale ukulele sounds like with the nylon strings here. So this one's tuned C, E, G. So this would be the root, this would be the third, and this would be the fifth of a C chord. So here is an interesting thing that you can do. Now this might be a little too technical, or what do you call it? Theory. But I'm going to explain something to you, and hopefully you'll understand this. So if this is a major chord, and just listen to that. We're not plugged in, no nothing. This is just acoustic. Dude, doesn't that just sound amazing? Wow. Okay, so this is what we're doing here. We are going to do the major scale on the low string, because this is the root string, right? This is the 1, the 3, and the 5. So if this is the root, then I can do the major scale from here, and that's just the do re mi. So, listen to that intonation. So if this string is the root string, then the major scale is going to work on it. Well, if this is the third, we are going to just take up our major scale beginning on the third note. So if I went on the top string, 1, 2, 3, this one here is where I'm going to start that one here. So it's the same major scale, you're just starting on a different note. That's all. We're starting on the third note. And we're going to do the same thing for this note here. This is the 5, right? It goes 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. So this is the 5. So we're just going to go to the 5th note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to do our scale starting from that note. And now you just combine all the different strings. So it's the same scale, you're just starting and stopping either on the first note of the scale, the third note of the scale, or the 5th note of the scale. Basic stuff, but it sounds cool, doesn't it? Doesn't it sound cool? The batteries are just about dead on this thing. I dialed up some reverb, so we got some reverb. And isn't it just interesting how the instrument itself just inspires you to play a certain way? It's like I have no idea what I'm going to play, and I just pick it up and just start goofing around, and then all of a sudden, like a little... Isn't that sweet? Yeah, very inspiring sound, my gosh. So I changed the channel to the acoustic and then turned down the gain. And I did want to show you kind of a cool, I think it's a cool thing. Remember how it goes 1, 3, 5. You can go 1, 3, 5, 6, 7. Here's the major 7. Isn't that cool? Well, here's another cool little trick. You can do a 1-finger bar here at the 5th fret. That's the F chord. But you can make it minor by lowering this middle string a half step. And this is the way it looks. It's like a backwards D chord. It's a minor chord. And of course the 5 chord way up here at the 7th fret. So you could do a little ditty with just those. So a funny story, a long time ago, probably about over 20 years ago, I went to Hawaii and went into a ukulele shop where they build them. It was in Maui. And the name of the guitar is called Mele, M-E-L-E, Mele. And so I had that ukulele, and dude, that was an amazing ukulele. I played that thing for a long time. But when I went in to buy that thing, of course, you pick up the instruments they have hanging around there, and you start monkeying around, playing with different ones. So I picked it up right away. Well, there was this old guy sitting in the corner. His name was Peter. And he was, obviously he was a Hawaiian gentleman. And he was just sitting in the corner playing the instrument. And dude, he was so good. It's like you walk up to him and you just start just staring at him playing this instrument, this ukulele. Just hitting all the chords, hitting all the licks, just amazing, amazing. So you're just like sold, man. Absolutely, dude. You know, makes it look so easy. And so that's what his job was just to sit there and play the ukulele, because people come in, tourists like me, and just captivated him once you can buy them up like candy. But anyhow, so one of the things he told me I will never forget, and he says, this is how you play ukulele. So there's a few rules, I guess, if you want to call them that. I mean, obviously the rules are meant to be broken, but as far as the traditionalists, you know, they say that number one, you're not supposed to have a strap. Okay, I guess you're just supposed to hold the instrument. So, okay, we don't have a strap on here. So the other thing is you are supposed to obviously play with your fingers. A pick is a no-no. If you're ukulele players, you're supposed to play. Doesn't mean you can't play with a pick. I'm just saying that, you know, traditionally, the guidelines is you're supposed to play with your fingers. Now, does that mean you can play with your nails or the flesh? Well, I don't have any nails, so that's not going to be an issue. I can only play with my fingertips. And then the other thing is, wherever you do a chord, say for example, if I do an open chord here, then I would be picking or plucking the string right in the middle, right here where this double dot is. So my hand would come up here to. And then if I was to do a chord, well then 12 notes above that is where I would be. So they want your picking hand to be in the middle of where you're putting the chord and where the saddle is. So if I was to come up here, then where I'm going to pick is it's going to be in the middle also. So wherever you just kind of gauge as you're playing, you just kind of gauge and put your finger in the middle of the string, wherever it is. Okay. So on a complex chord, of course, you'd have to be kind of complex or whatever. So again, that's a tip for those guys. When I walked in and I was playing like electric guitar, they're like, dude, you're not from around here, are you? It's like, no, I'm so you could tell right off the bat that I was a guitar player because I played with a pick, and I played way over here like near the bridge instead of in the middle with my finger. So anyhow, take that for whatever it's worth. That's advice that was given to me by an ancient fellow who is obviously gifted in the craft of playing ukulele like no one could. So anyhow, I'm passing that information on to you. So do with it what you like. Still got glue on my fingers. Yep, see that? It was embedded in there. Gosh, I had no idea. So much glue. Thought I got it all. It's like a booger. Get off. All right, so the glue is dry by now. It's been a long time. So I need to take this thing off so I can cut out for the back angle and cut off for the tuners and route out the edges and put the frets on. This one here is a just tempered fret spacing, and you can tell just by the subtle differences between, like, say for example here, this 4th fret and the 5th fret and the 3rd fret and the 4th fret. See how this one here is a little bit narrower? Guys, I beat this horse to death, dude. This is the cross pollination between just intonation and equal tempered. This is just tempered, and this one's gonna sound so good when we put it all together. This is the hardest part of the whole process. Man, your hand gets tired. Basically what we're doing is we're creating a shelf from right here all the way to about an inch up from where the piezo is going to go. And so that the top of the cigar box does not come in contact with this wood right here. It allows the top of the cigar box to vibrate freely. Well, I used the router and the half round bit, and I created a whole bunch of sawdust. And then a little bit of a Shinto rasp, and also sanding stick and sandpaper. Oh yeah, and I put the little sanding disc on this guy. With the vacuum. So what we've been doing is contouring the neck. Now, some interesting things. Number one, we're keeping the red paint on the back there. But here on the front, notice this little stagger step here. You can actually see it. It's on both sides. I just stopped with as I was cutting off this little, just the thickness of the blade, just to make this the exact depth for the tuners. I didn't take it all the way off to the end. Normally I take that all off, right? But this time here I wanted to keep some of that red paint on. But I just like the way that the saw blade made those staggers. And it's like perfect on both sides. I was like, okay, I'm gonna just leave that. It's kind of cool. I also rounded the fretboard end there, and also rounded the fretboard end here. And then I really did a nice contour right here. And the reason why I did that is because it's going to be visible inside the box. So what I did is I cut away this little part here of the box to kind of match with the circular there. And then I took all the edges off here, beveled everything all the way around to match. So that all the bevels around the entire box match. And you can see there's a tiny little gap there. That's why I wanted the that part to be smooth because I want to be able to look inside that little crack and just see smoothness. So, this is gonna be awesome. All right, lights out. If you like these videos, be sure to comment, share, like, subscribe. In case you forgot, 6 strings are indeed 3 strings too many.